to Listening to Lancaster. I'm Diana Martin with Hourglass, and it's my pleasure to be joined today by Tyrone Miller, the CEO of Lancaster Works. Thanks so much for being here today, Tyrone.
Yes, good morning, Diana. Thank you for having me.
I'd also like to thank our sponsors for these episodes, Lap Electric, Landis Communities, and Martin Insurance for their support of Hourglass. So let's jump right in. Tyrone, for anyone who hasn't heard of Lancaster Works, can you let us know a little bit about what Lancaster Works is and how it got started?
Oh, yes. Lancaster Works is an outgrowth of Assets, which has been around, about 30 years in the community as a resource for the entrepreneurial community to help entrepreneurs get access to the resources they need to start and grow businesses. And over that time period, many of these companies were struggling with their growth, trying to find talent to continue to grow in size. And the board of directors at Assets thought, well, we provide all these other resources to the small business community. Let's find a way to provide human resources. But when they did that, they thought, let's try to do that in a way that creates a win-win for both the employers and the employee. And that's when the social enterprise concept came up to create an entity that will help remove barriers to individuals as they pursue employment opportunities.
Yeah, so you call yourself a social enterprise staffing agency.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Okay, Social Enterprise Staffing Agency is an organization that exists not solely to make a profit, but truly to make a difference and to provide access and to have a real social mission to help individuals move beyond their present circumstances and advance in their lives and reach their total financial security. As we work with individuals, we try to remove any barrier they may have to employment. Could be transportation, housing, childcare, any of the issues that are inhibiting an individual's ability to succeed and get ahead in the workforce. So as a social enterprise, we step in and do much more than a typical agency would do by providing those resources.
And what are some of the maybe biggest barriers to employment that you see here in Lancaster County?
Okay, I probably got a little bit ahead of us here, but as I mentioned just a moment ago, as we have experienced, transportation, housing, and childcare are the three key barriers that individuals are faced as it relates to employment opportunities. And as we have grown, we have made sure that that was a true focus of ours, those three key areas, although we do work in many other areas to make sure those resources are available. We have an in-house transportation system where we have a fleet of Teslas that we take individuals to and from work assignments in. We also have close ties with our community's child care subsidy program and our housing programs that provide housing assistance to individuals. We work with the Penfold, formerly Tabor, the Transitional Living Center, to provide housing opportunities and help individuals transition into their permanent housing situations. We want to make sure that that child care subsidy program is being fully utilized to help people get that child care assistance that they need so they can go to work. Addressing those three issues has really, really made a big difference for our community.
And how many people are you working with or serve in maybe a typical year at Lancaster Works?
Annually, we probably serve about 500 or so individuals. Not all at the same time, because our goal is to help individuals transition from a need for our services to permanent full-time self-sufficiency. And so the companies that we work with, they use us as kind of a pipeline to create a workforce development system that will allow individuals to come in and display that they have the work ethic, showing up on time, doing a good job, being a contributor to the workforce. And when that is identified, then these individuals, they can transition into a permanent full-time opportunity with the various companies that we work with.
What are some of the companies that you work with and where you're placing people into jobs?
Well, it covers the gamut here in the community. For example, Souders is one of our major clients that we do a lot of work with, Souders Eggs. Also High Companies, High Concrete. We do a lot of work with Kalis Manufacturing. And we have numerous other clients out there that we can go on all day, name them, but we have really built a tremendous reputation here in the community, working with our communities, agencies, and organizations. Lancaster Works was an employer of the year for Church World Services last year for our work with the refugee community, helping those individuals get into opportunities.
And how do a lot of the job seekers find out about Lancaster Works and get connected to you?
Well, Lancaster Works is a part of a regional collective impact workforce development system. And we work very closely with the Career Ready Lancaster initiative, which I'm a part of. And that model has really brought together our employer community, our educational and training organizations, and our health and human service agencies, put together a true collective impact partnership that's focused on workforce development. The system is driven by the demand of our employers when they let us know what skill sets they require. And from there, that triggers our educational and training organizations to get involved. It could be Soccer Tech Central, Career and Technology Center, Stevens College of Technology, HACC. And those organizations provide the training and curriculum to provide these skill sets that are required of these individuals. But at the same time, while they're going through that training, we engage our health and human service agencies to provide supports that are required. And that could be in anything from housing, transportation, whatever issue it exists, we make sure we fully utilize our community's resources to address those issues under the umbrella of Career Ready Lancaster.
So you mentioned that through the workforce development program, you can sort of identify what some of the skills employers are looking for.
Yes.
What are some of the biggest demand locally for what skills are these companies looking for that are coming to Lancaster Works?
Well, right now with the changing workforce that we're dealing with, there's a tremendous demand for upskilling of individuals. Technology is being more fully used, so we're trying to get individuals trained in those areas. As a matter of fact, I'm a part of a group of Career Ready Lancaster's program that we're working with. We have a process that we are right now working through the Department of Labor to create what is called a Career Apprenticeship Navigator program, where myself and 20 others in the state are being trained to be apprenticeship navigators, which are designed to help companies establish apprenticeships within their organizations. And those apprenticeships will really enable individuals to reach true livable wage situations and apprenticeships really result in an individual making an average of $70,000 and up in an annual salary. So we are trying to focus our efforts on really taking individuals through a process that will allow them to enter an apprenticeship and really maximize their earning potential.
What are some of the fields that are using that apprenticeship model?
Well, traditionally, when people think of apprenticeships, they think of the trades, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, what have you. Well, right now, the Federal Apprenticeship Act of 2021, they're looking to take away the focus from those traditional models to look at IT apprenticeships, healthcare apprenticeships, and also automated manufacturing apprenticeships. And again, as they're doing this, our federal government has put together a system that's providing billions of dollars to help support this effort to help our underserved community get into these apprenticeships and really advance and become totally self-sufficient.
Yeah, that's so it's interesting to think about. So the folks that are coming to you and looking for these careers and apprenticeships and job placement, is there sort of a typical path? Are these people looking for first-time jobs? Are they people who left the workforce to have children, or re-entering the workforce, or switching careers? Like, kind of where are people in their work history when they're coming to Lancaster Works?
Well, it's quite interesting. I had a meeting earlier today with the School District of Lancaster, where we're working with them to address the needs of our students that are coming out of school, because 40% of our high school graduates do not go on to further education. And so we want to make sure we provide an opportunity for them to enter the workforce and to get the training they need to become totally self-sufficient also. So we're working with school-age children that are getting into a pre-apprenticeship so they can transition right into an apprenticeship when they graduate. But we're also working with the parents of those students. So our age range, I would say we have our youngest employee is 18 and our oldest is 65. So we cover the gamut and try to provide opportunities for everyone, because that's part of what we want to do at Lancaster Works, is create an economy that works for everyone, whatever level they may be.
So you recently split off from assets. You were mentioning how Lancaster Works got started under the assets umbrella. You recently just split off. I'd love to hear, what does that mean for the future of Lancaster Works?
Yeah, well, and yes, we did split off. It was kind of more of a maturation of Lancaster Works, in which over the last couple of years, I've taken some steps with the company to really better position it for growth. And a part of that was I entered to the Small Business Administration's Mentor Protege program. And through that program, we are now in a position to participate in federal contracts. Those opportunities will be used to provide a financial foundation for Lancaster Works to better provide supports that it provides individuals. But as we got into that program, the Men Protege program, we realized that, if Lancaster Works was a minority-owned entity, it could better participate or compete for federal contracts with that minority-owned designation. So the brain trust assets thought, what better way to do that than to turn the company over to me, since I started the company for assets back in 2017 and have guided its growth to this point. They thought, let's try to transition that into minority ownership. And I guess I was the most logical choice. And I got to tell you, I'm really thrilled at where this company is headed, because I think we're going to be able to really, truly have greater impact in the coming years as a result of this new organizational structure.
Well, congratulations. Yeah, I know that's a big milestone for Lancaster Works. And is Lancaster Works, I think I saw that you're a B Corporation. Is that
Yes,
something you're hoping to maintain? And
absolutely.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, could you just talk a little bit about what it means to be a B Corporation?
Well, B Corporations are a global designation, a certification that companies can achieve. And that's by going through the B Corp assessment process, which really does a thorough analysis of every aspect of your business. But B Corps basically espouse to what they call the 3 Ps: people, planet, and profits. And the logic being that if you focus really hard on taking good care of your people and the planet, the profits will follow. As a result of this, B Corps now have in their households, and I shouldn't say in the household, but under their realm of control, Ben & Jerry's is a B Corp, Patagonia is a B Corp. So we have some global companies that are using this model to help their companies grow. And as a matter of fact, last year at the Business Roundtable, 181 CEOs of Fortune 500 companies came together to say that they want to begin to operate more in line with B Corp philosophy and not be so stockholder focused, but to be more stakeholder focused and look at the communities they operate in and to have a greater impact in those communities. And so that this whole B Corp philosophy is how companies can really create more impact in the communities they operate in. And I got to tell you, Lancaster Works, we're really proud to be one. And matter of fact, last year, 2021, Lancaster Works won the honor of Best for the World as a B Corp, and not to be confused with Best in the World, but we won the honor of Best for the World globally as a top 5% performer in the B Corp community. And we're really proud of that. It shows that we're really dedicated to this mission of serving our community in a more fuller sense.
That's amazing. And you mentioned earlier that you have a fleet of Teslas that you use to help with your transportation. Is that part of your B Corp philosophy to consider the environmental impacts of the transportation?
Yes, absolutely is. The Teslas, thank you to the Green Mountain Energy Foundation. They help sponsor those Teslas for us to help us really lean into our B Corp philosophy of watching out for the environment and transporting individuals in an environmentally friendly way. So that has really been a tremendous asset for the company.
That's amazing. So let's talk a little bit more about the broader labor market. I feel like the labor market is on everyone's mind right now. It seems like everyone's looking for workers. We're hearing there's a shortage of workers. We're seeing stores close early because of staffing. What are you seeing locally here in Lancaster?
Well, I think, we're experiencing the same thing everyone is experiencing nationwide. There's a tremendous shortage of workers. Created by a number of different situations. Some of the financial incentives or disincentives to go to work, have created a situation where people have, chosen to opt out, but also dealing with the pandemic, that has really created, a situation where individuals are fearful of going to work. But then at the same time, our birth rates are way down. So we are seeing a very low number of individuals that are out there available to go to work. So we are really working very closely with our communities, health and human service agencies who are providing referrals to us, looking to individuals that are out here trying to really advance their lives and that are looking to re-enter the workforce to help them get the skills they need to do so. But it has been a struggle because there are many individuals out here that are being given disincentives to work, which we need to address that. I think our leadership needs to do some things to make sure we're incentivizing individuals to go. And I think the Apprenticeship Act is one of those incentives where individuals can see they can do better by going to work than they can by not going. And I think as we continue to move forward with apprenticeships, it's going to truly make a difference.
Yeah, I'm curious a little if you could build on that as what you think this means for the future of our local economy as you're kind of looking forward to the next few years. Do you think the labor market will improve? Do you think there'll be better conditions for workers, or what do you kind of see looking towards the future?
Well, I think the efforts that we're undertaking here in Lancaster County are truly going to make a difference. We have, as I mentioned, Career Ready Lancaster. That initiative really has just grown. Right now, we have other communities that are asking Lancaster County to come establish a Career Ready Lancaster model within their communities. So again, I think that model, it's really the essence of a collective impact partnership, where you bring all these organizations together that are really focused on, a common agenda, continuous communication, a shared measurement system that are really trying to address an issue in a more intentional way. And as we have done that here in Lancaster, I'm really proud to be a part of it, because I think people think of Lancaster County and they think horses and buggies and that we're backwards. I think Lancaster County is well positioned to become a leader in addressing workforce development and create a national model. And that's what excites me most of all. I have big dreams for our community. I love this community. And I think that what we're doing here truly can evolve into a national model.
And what about the demand for workers right now in our community? Are you seeing that translate to higher wages for workers? Kind of, what are you seeing the landscape, and how's that shifting?
There is absolutely a wage war going on. We have individuals that are working in various factory jobs that were making $12 to $15 an hour a year ago that are making $20 and up now, as a result of the competition, the fierce competition for employees. And, it's becoming an employee's world today, because they can pick and choose. And one of the things that we found as a result is we have to move quickly to place individuals, because there is such a competition for employees that individuals right now are getting job offers within 15 minutes of applying. So there are large companies out here that are using technology to, within 15 minutes of a person applying, to have them, give them a start date. And so that's creating an environment where you've got to be responsive, and it's created a challenge.
Wow, yeah. And along those lines, do you find that more employers are willing to do on-the-job training as they're looking for workers, and kind of what does that look like?
Yeah, well, when you mentioned on-the-job training, that's where the apprenticeship model really comes into play, because that's exactly what that is. It is a standardized, formalized training program, on-the-job training program that allows individuals to come into a workplace and be trained by the best of the best in various job categories. And as this apprenticeship model grows, you'll see many more companies jumping on the bandwagon, because as they're trying to train individuals, there's nothing better than to have an in-house system that trains people specific to your needs and your skill set requirements.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to ask how people can get involved with your work, and maybe what Lancaster Works has coming up in the future. But is there anything else that I didn't ask about that you wanted to talk about today?
Well, to get involved with Lancaster Works, we have many ways you can communicate. You can give us a call. You can go to our website. You can go online and apply to participate in our system. But also, we'd like to invite more partners to continue to join us. We have very formalized relationships with United Way. I'm on the United Way's Collective Impact Committee. I'm on the United Way 211 Committee, and numerous others. I think really getting our entire community on board with this effort to really focus on the workforce development initiatives that are taking place here, that's going to be the key to really creating an economy in this community that works for everyone, and establishing that model that can be replicated elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what's in store for you all in 2022?
Well, Lancaster Works is on a path of growth. As I mentioned, we have this partnership with Integrity Staffing Solutions, which has a national footprint. And through that relationship, we are really looking to create a situation where we're establishing an in-house apprenticeship consultancy service, where we can provide apprenticeship consultancy services to our nation's employers to make sure that they all have an in-house system that allows them to create a homegrown training system that will allow them to make sure they have individuals in their workforce that are performing at a very high level, because they'll be trained by the best of the best in these various organizations. And as we do this, we're looking for Lancaster Works to play a key role in helping to expand this as we work with our relationships throughout the nation. Lancaster Works is a part of the Red F group. The Red F is the Roberts Enterprise Development Fund. And this group was started by George Roberts, who's the principal of KKR. Red F is a social service entity or support organization. They work with employment social enterprises to help us grow and scale. And I've been a part of this group for a couple of years now, and it really connects individuals with other organizations around the country as a think tank to help you see what's going on in different areas of the country and how people are addressing various issues. And through that organization, they really enable Lancaster Works to think outside of the box and really grow and scale. And that's what Red F is all about, helping us scale and grow. And I just had a meeting with them yesterday to talk about the things that we're doing here. And Red F is really excited about the work that Lancaster Works is undertaking and the work that's taking place here in Lancaster County on a whole, because they feel that what we're doing here can truly become a model. They've asked me to come and present the models that are taking place here in Lancaster County and to show them how we're doing what we do, because they believe that what we're doing really is the way to go. And I'm excited about it. I think our community, we finally, after years and years of struggling, finally got to a point where we realized collaborating and working collectively is the way to go. And, I can remember thinking back many years ago, we could not get our agencies and organizations to work together. And now today they are working hand in hand. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is for our community. And I'm excited for the future.
And what does success look like with your work at Lancaster Works?
Success for me looks like reaching out to more and more people, making a difference in the lives of the individuals that are out here. And, I look at the work that we're doing, and I got to tell you, I feel like I'm the geriatric poster child for the work that we do. I am proof positive, because I always tell people, if Tyrone from Trenton can manage to do something positive with his life, anyone can, And I look at the evolution of my family, coming from where I came from. My grandfather was, he was probably the most notorious gangster in Trenton, New Jersey. And if you know anything about Trenton, that's saying something. But my family evolved from him doing what he did to my mother, who worked 50 years for the state of New Jersey before she retired. And through her constant preaching about education to me, I excelled academically, got a prep school scholarship, and came here to Franklin Marshall, got a degree in accounting, was able to start my staffing agency almost 30 years ago, sold it in 2015, started Lancaster Works in 2017. And my wife and I have these 4 amazing, overachieving children. And I look at that evolution, and that to me is proof positive that the work that we're doing makes a difference, and it can work for everyone the same way it works for us. Two key ingredients: access to resources and a positive environment. And that's what Lancaster Works is all about: is working with individuals to get access to resources, putting them in a positive environment, and watching them grow and thrive. As I talk about this, I think about some of our success stories that are out there, and I get goosebumps just thinking about what we've done for people and the potential of what we can do for more in the future. It's exciting work, and I just invite our entire community to join in and lean into this, because it makes a difference. And if we create an economy that works for everyone, we'll all benefit, and we'll have that utopian life that we all dream of. And I think we can, at least Lancaster County, we can get as close as possible to it. There's no perfection is not attainable, but we can come very close.
Could you share one of the success stories that you mentioned?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I have lunch with one of my success stories tomorrow, a young gentleman named Anthony Hernandez. Anthony came to work with us 2 years ago. He came into my office and he said, I'm going to tell you, I'm only here because my grandmother made me. My life is horrible, it's always been horrible, and it's always going to be horrible. And I said, Anthony, if you listen to me and follow my model, we will make a change. Right now, today, mark this date. We'll talk again in 12 months. We'll talk in between then, but in 12 months, we're going to have another conversation about where your life is then compared to where it is today. And he came into my office about 6 months before his 21st birthday. He said, Mr. Miller, do you think I could buy a house one day? And I said, Anthony, absolutely, yes, you can. Follow the system, follow the program, and continue to stay on course and dedicate and commit to doing what needs to be done. And he came into my office 3 weeks before his 21st birthday and showed me a picture of him and his grandmother standing in front of his house he had just purchased with the sold sign. And he just was overjoyed. And so tomorrow we're meeting about him continuing to move forward in his life and do positive, good things. And, I think about that. Here, this 20-year-old Hispanic kid was able to buy his first house. When I was 20, I wasn't even thinking about buying a house. And he's looking at his life now where it was 2 years ago, where it is today. And it's like night and day. And we just want to do that for as many people as we can. And as I said, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it.
Yeah, that's really, that's amazing to hear that story. And like you said, having an economy that works for everyone is really important for our whole community. So I really appreciate the work that you're doing. I appreciate you joining me today just to hear a little bit more about Lancaster Works and all the good things that you have going on. And for everyone who's watching today, you can find more episodes of Listening to Lancaster on our YouTube channel and on our website at hourglasslancaster.org. And you can find more information about Lancaster Works at their website, which is lancaster.works. Thank you so much, Tyrone.
Oh, thank you, Diana.